Hello there. It seems that senior Brussels officials believe that once the UK government has looked over a so-called no-deal Brexit cliff edge, it will just cave in to all their demands. So the Eurocrats are still thinking that they can sit back and do nothing and give even less ground because Theresa May will turn up at the Salzburg EU summit to be told that she has to give even more concessions, and then in time she will cave in as Brexit Day and what one Eurocrat called our darkest hour comes upon us. According to The Guardian, EU diplomats are saying that Theresa May must give on her red lines and that the Irish border is still a huge issue for them. EU diplomats said they feared that the UK government would have to be pushed to the brink of the economic disaster before it does move on the most contentious issues, says the article. And these are supposed to be our friends that want to call on our security and defence forces when needed. Friends that will want the UK consumer to keep buying all their products, but having to pay a fee to do so. The UK has needed to play hard from day one, but our government has instead allowed itself to be driven like some sort of pack animal by both Eurocrats and our own Remain establishment. And the end result is this Chequers white paper abomination, of which Alan Oxley, former Australian ambassador and chairman to the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, which was the precursor to the WTO, who said in an article in Brexit Central, "Clearly those who oversaw preparation of the paper had no basic understanding of the fundamental issues or how to address them. This will be evident to anyone who goes to the trouble to try to comprehend the whole. The authors and editors of this document had no idea of what the key issues were that had to be addressed and how to do it." The Chequers deal is already a massive establishment cave-in, and everyone, Leaver and Remainer alike, knows this. Now, the Migration Advisory Committee, which is an independent, non-statutory, non-time limited, non-departmental public body that advises the government on migration issues, has reported on the impact of EEA migration on the UK. It has recommended that EU workers coming to the UK post-Brexit should not be given preferential treatment, saying that it did not see compelling reasons to offer a different set of rules, and has also recommended that it should be made easier for highly skilled non-EU migrants to get a job here. To do this, it would also have to scrap the limit on non-EU skilled workers of $20,700 a year, said the report. The report was also even-handed on the overall benefits that EU workers brought to the UK, saying that EEA migration had not incurred the big costs some claim, but also that it had not given us big benefits either. The Remainers will of course point to the bit about healthcare, where the report talks about the contribution EEA workers have made to healthcare in the UK. But while we've got those EU healthcare workers here, they're not looking after children and the elderly in their home countries. This can only be morally defensible if the UK is the only country in the world where it is impossible to train our own healthcare workers, so we must steal other countries' workers instead. The Independent highlights part of the report where it says the EU migrants into the UK pay in £78,000 more than they take out in public services and benefits in their lifetime, and it compares that to the zero lifetime contributions that UK citizens make. A great soundbite for the Remainers, until you point out that if they come here as young workers, they will not be incurring UK state costs such as education and healthcare for the first 20 or so years of their lives. And the £78,000 figure in the report is also a future estimate of what a 2016 cohort EEA migrant will contribute over their lifetime. And we know how good some of these estimates can be, don't we? The Independent also extracts from the report that EU migrants contribute £2,300 more to the taxman every year than the average UK adult. Well, I would say that was not difficult if they are young and fit, and so they don't need our health and social services so much. But that is also not an excuse to throw open the doors, because at the end of the day they have to live somewhere, and the report says that immigration has led to higher house prices. The report does, though, say that this is more down to a lack of house building driven by restrictive planning laws. But guess what? Those planning laws are there to protect our countryside and prevent overcrowding, as well as stop houses being built in stupid places, like on floodplains or over old coal mines, etc. And if we don't have room for more houses, then you don't have room for more people, do you? But the question in all this for me is, if the overall effect is cost neutral, then why do we need to keep the doors open to the whole of the EU? Having more people in the country on a cost-neutral basis every year just increases load on our infrastructure for no gain. Sounds a bit counterproductive to me. And as the report says they should now be treated no differently than migrants from other countries, then the report authors obviously don't see unlimited EU worker access to the UK as a massive plus for us either. Finally, for all those young non-graduates out there, a report out today from the Office for National Statistics says that 1 in 8 young people without a degree is working in a graduate job. But the report did point out that non-graduates faced lower employment rates, higher unemployment rates, and a higher likelihood of being economically inactive. And there is also a significant earnings gap. So, please let us all know what you think by leaving a comment below. Thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video. And also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.